Good morning, good evening, good night. It's another episode here of NFT Live. Buffalo waiting in the background, man. I am in LADZ City. It's not Bedroom City. We have a great episode in front of us. It is 2021, a new year, our vibe, our tribe, all of that good stuff. What do we got going on, Ronin? How you doing this time?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. It's all except for the fact that I didn't get the memo about the whole green screen upgrade. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know we were upgrading our setups this week. I love it, dude. It looks great, man. I like that you're hanging out in LAD City, man. It's been a pretty good year. Last week was a great episode. I think that that was kind of like cool to like do something a little bit different, kind of hang out with some of the lads, like some of the people who have really like stood out in the community. And then I think that everybody really enjoyed the end, like where we kind of like threw out some real good vibes, kind of went into the new year, man. I'm ready for 2021. It's the year of the NFT, brother. It's the year of the NFT.
The year of the NFT, man. So we had 2017 ICOs. We had DeFi last year. Is it the year of the NFT? That's the question everybody's asking. We think so. So we're definitely ready for this episode, man. Buff, I want to throw it on over to you, man. What do you think about the year of the NFT 2021, man? Oh, you're muted.
All right, there we go. So many buttons to push, so many levers. Hey, look at this. Hey, let me just dug my head down in here. I am ready. This is the first NFT Live of 2021. Feeling good. Got a belly full of food. The juice fast is over. 37 days complete. Now I'm just embracing it, man. And I am so excited for this year. NFTs, DeFi, the metaverse. Let's go. All right, let's go. All right, I am just ready. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's just get the show going.
Buffalo, you're. I think you're down the street from me, man. I think we're in the same city. That's a smoking sign. Is there smoking in that establishment?
You're over in the streets of LAD City right now. It must be. I'm thinking 4 a.m. It looks like at that time. I'm over in the LAD's lounge billiards area with my girl Susan here. Hey, Susan, this is non-smoking. Let me take. All right, that's good stuff. Yeah, I was just loving it. LAD City, baby. She's growing. My girl
she can't stay off the nicotine for 5 minutes, Buff.
No, I know. Get her some coffee or something.
Yeah, I think it looks good, man. I think it looks great. But I think as far as like NFTs, okay, I think that there's a huge argument to make when you just look at the last 6 months in the space, right? I know there's a lot of big projects, but and you can just kind of segment, right? Each piece, right? And they're all growing in their own, right? DeFi is growing in its own. Art is exploding. I don't think anyone can argue the fact that Nifty Gateway was making. We just had this conversation. Nifty Gateway was making $70,000 7 and 8 months ago, and last month they cleared something like $5, $6, $7 million. So the space is there, the buyers are there, the adoption is coming, and thankfully to platforms like Wax and Flow, and even actually Nifty Gateway, they make it super easy to onboard and get in and buy even with fiat, right? So you have that ability to really continue to grow this thing out and scale. And I think the key component there that was missing kind of prior, right, was the big brands, the big names, the things that people actually give a shit about, right? GBK is cool, but how many people care about GBK? And when you compare that to how many people care about deadmau5, right? It's a totally different vibe, man. So I think that when you look at 2021, the big key components there are going to be those big brands. I want to see more big brands entering the space. I want to see more big influencers talking about crypto, talking about social tokens. I'm all up in the DMs. I'm all up in the threads, dude. I got into Clubhouse. If you guys are in Clubhouse, look me up, man. I'm going to start doing some stuff on Clubhouse. I think it's super powerful. Q is going to get my first invite because I think me and him can really rock some excellent content there, man. And so it's going to be big, dude. And I plan on getting more interviews. 2021 is going to be the year of interviews, man. Content, who knows? There's talk of a Vegas event, right? A conference in Vegas. So yeah, man, there's a lot of big stuff going, dude. Do you want to maybe check in on chat? And you could ignore Richard Hardy's comment. Nobody needs to know that top secret information. I don't know why you put that out there.
I didn't even see Richard Hardy, and now I have to look for this. Ronin is a COG beta tester. Yeah, that was interesting. You got yourself in there. I think that is obviously a goal of a lot of people, and you got yourself in there. So let's see. Chat is kind of blowing up here. We got Kieran. Shout out Kieran, who ran a auction for the lads there. on Atomic Hub, and I think it was sold for around 800 wax, something like that. But yeah, shout out to Loadmaster. He's got the NFT army in the house. Let's see, Bullseye, Illegal Drum, Left House Cryptos saying cross promotion. How are we today, lads? We're doing great, man. We're having a awesome time. We are set up to have a great episode. So without further ado, let me get into the actual episode preview. We'll go back and touch on some of the recap from what we did last week on NFTs, but I think you kind of led me into what we're talking about this week, which is metaverses, which is the rise of these marketplaces and the different protocols that are running NFTs. So I've got Somnium, I've got Aavegotchi, LADZ on OpenSea, which is really cool, as well as free NFT minting on OpenSea. I've got NFTX, which is a really cool project looking to index a lot of NFT assets and allow exposure for people who maybe just don't want to kind of hold the asset, but they want to be able to trade it. We've talked a lot about that when it comes to sharding NFTs and things like that. We've got NBA TopShot. That's going to be the main kind of point of discussion and flow, and then we'll get into the different protocols. Is it going to be Wax? Is it going to be Flow? Is ETH going to get itself together? Matic is seeing a lot of good movement into that layer too. So it's going to be a packed episode, man. I can't wait for it. I'm going to bring Buffalo back in here real quick to talk about LADZ Radio that's happening right after the show. LADZ Radio is amazing. It's happening just down the street, I think. So you guys can take a look at LADZ Radio after this episode.
Yeah, it's right down the street. You just hang a left there on DeFi District, and you can't miss it. It's a big, giant neon sign that says LADZ Radio, and it's located in the heart of LADZ City. So if any of you guys have no idea what we're talking about here, well, let me get a little deep and personal with you here. Do you like music? Do you like crypto? Do you like just life, liberty, and LADZ for all? Well, then come on over to LADZ Radio right after the show. We got a groovy little session, usually lasts about 2 to 3 hours. We're going to play some dope jams. We're going to talk about LADZ. We're going to throw an auction for some special NFTs in the LADZ token. And you get to know your fellow LADZ. And hopefully some of you guys who've been listening, if you're not shy, maybe you could open your mic today and we can have a one-on-one chat about what you plan on doing in 2021. So this episode, broadcast of LADZ Radio, I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Music's going to get a little bit more just, what I like to say is like smooth like the peanut butter on my sandwich. It's going to be very nice. And it's going to be a good time. So come on to LADZ Radio. That happens right after this show. We go back into the Discord, which is where LADZ City is right now. And you come on in. You just join the LADZ Radio. And there you go. Free music, free LADZ, free good times. So LADZ Radio's coming in hot right after the show.
Awesome, man. All right, well, I'm going to hand it over to Ronin here to talk LADZ game night that's going to happen over on Friday. But I did want to have a call to action here, guys. Please like, please subscribe. Please get the word out about this episode. It really helps us as we're looking to grow the channel. Again, all-time high is going to be 125. So we got to hit that 126 if we want the double LADZ rewards. You are earning our social token today by following along, by chatting, by being a part of this channel and this network, man. We can't wait to grow the LADZ network in 2021, and you guys are a vital part of that. So please like, subscribe, share the episode. But Ronin, what's going on with LADZ game night that we're starting?
Dude, I'm super hype about LADZ game night. So we have got LADZ game night coming to you guys Friday night. That is going to be headed up by Prodigy, who is a member of the community who kind of has got a super passion for gaming, man. He does the whole streaming thing. I think he's going to do a great job. So thanks to Prodigy for putting that together. It looks like that's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday night. I think the game discussion has kind of wound down, and I think that we're kind of thinking probably going to be Blankos. So it's a free-to-play game. You guys can go to playblankos.com to be able, or I think it's just blankos.com, to be able to download that. You don't have to buy anything to take part. You know, all the communications will go down on the Discord. It's a really good time, and it's perfect for like big groups just to like get in and like compete against each other. You can kind of boot up another room. Who knows? Maybe somebody can drop an invite to the lobby, to the whale lobby, and maybe get some people from Whale over. We can have a little competition Friday night. I think that'd be a lot of fun, man. That's what's cool about it, like in the community. So,
oh yeah, I've loved game night. We've had some fun with a couple different games in the past. We haven't done a Blankos yet, right? Except for the first launch where everybody was there, but we did do some Among Us. I creeped both you and Q out, chasing you guys around in that, and then we did a nice little special marbles game night. Do you guys remember that? I can't remember.
Look at China.
Yeah, China was right there, finishing strong. I think China got some wins there. I know Loadmaster did as well. We're seeing some names of some OG lads in the house. Shout out to Fishy. And look at that, man. He's cruising in there. He's going to place in, he's placing nice. Sorry about that, Vigi.
He's gonna place in
Yeah, I
dead
was
ass
looking at it
last.
now. I was like, I think we rewarded last place as well. We like to keep it. Hey, Basic
Yeah.
Bro, where you been, man? I haven't seen you in LADZ City lately, but looks like he placed first. So the game nights are awesome. I look forward to getting to know more of the lads in game nights.
Yeah, man. Basic Bro, I believe that's the beard. That is the beard pseudonym. So it's definitely good to see
Oh,
Dimitri's
Awesome.
pseudonym in the house. But yeah, a lot of cool things we can do with game night going forward. We're going to start it off slowly, right? Hosting one game a week. I think a lot of people are asking for poker. I know that's pretty hot on the list. So a lot of cool things we can do with the LADZ token there, right? Entry fee. Maybe you enter the competition. The winner takes home the pool. A lot of different things that we can do with game night going forward. So shout out to Prodigy again. He will be hosting that on Friday. We'll be giving you more information as far as game night goes throughout the week. So appreciate it. I think we are ready for the episode. Ronin is talking about the year of NFTs. Well, this is the week of NFT Live. It is the first week of NFT Live, and we are going to hit this strong, man. We went over the episode recap already, so hopefully you guys are strapped in, and we are going to hit these NFT pieces here and roll. Let's do it, man.
awesome. Yeah, so to get through our hot topics, man, I think we're going to start with Somnium Space. For those of you who don't know, Somnium Space is a metaverse. The metaverse is actually just launched their web update. So now you do not have to, you used to have to get Steam, and then from Steam, you'd have to download their launcher, and then from their launcher, you would actually start the game. But the difference there being now is that you can enter Somnium Space directly through your the portal. So this is really cool. It's really seamless. You guys know that we are huge proponents of the metaverse and like the abilities there. We've got some events coming to you guys, hopefully within the next month or so, maybe in Decentraland. So we really like the metaverse. We like what you can do here, man. The ability to throw some events, to post up some dope crypto art, and those types of things. I think this is where that experience really excels. And then, you know, just you have that blockchain enthusiast there that's like, you know, it's just like, man, so much can take place here. But yeah, so that's the big update for Somnium Space. They're now available through the web. Anybody can log in. This is actually, from what I understand, you can also use a video chat, and you can boot it straight into a VR headset. I haven't gotten into Somnium yet with my VR, but I definitely plan on doing that. So if we've got any VR enthusiasts in the community, like maybe let's talk and let's get a meetup going. I think that'd be a ton of fun. So that is Somnium Space, and that's a big update for them this week.
Absolutely, man. So I want to go into my next piece of story here. But before I do, I want to hit the Sandbox. I want to give a shout out to the Sandbox. We're talking metaverses. The Sandbox launched its Game Maker version, I believe 0.4. So this Game Maker, it looks like this Game Maker version is going to give a lot of different assets, a lot of different interfaces with how you can actually be more efficient with creating worlds, which is super important for LADZ because we are planning on launching LADZ City within the Sandbox metaverse. So shout out to Seb and the team. It looks like they put together a really cool video here. And, you know, I cannot wait to see what they do as far as, you know, continued upgrades to that game maker so that we can have ourselves a good time in LADZ City, man. It's going to be awesome. So I've got Aavegotchi here. Aavegotchi is the big piece of news. If Buffalo can get me to an image, I can do that. Aavegotchi delayed and moved to the Matic network. So this is really big. So we've got a pretty large NFT game here that is moving because of the Ethereum network fees. We're getting a lot of gas issues, and we talk about it all the time on Layer 1 Live. The NFT industry, although large and growing, is going to continuously get pushed out by the DeFi industry. So people that are using DeFi, they're going to be continuously kind of eating up a lot of what's going on. We saw it back in the summertime. The same thing, NFT projects like Axie Infinity were looking to kind of spin up either their own protocol, their own network, or get themselves in some way or form to actually be usable to somebody else. So this is Aavegotchi. They were planning on launching on Monday, and they were all geared up, and I can get to the post from the team here as well. I think I have that as well as in an image form. But we have this from Coder Dan, who heads up the Aavegotchi project. Friends, unfortunately, due to insanely high gas fees and extreme volatility of the Ethereum network, we have decided to delay the launch of portals. So it looks like they're moving to the Matic network, which is really cool. It's a layer 2 on Ethereum. So that's going to be a really interesting thing. They brought in others. Sky Mavis is another one that's been moving. I believe we had a couple other big projects that moved to Matic. If you guys want to hit me in the comments with those projects, but to see Aavegotchi delay its planned launch, as we see there, the Matic network is looking good in that red dress. Ethereum mainnet is wondering what the hell is going on, and we have Aavegotchi delaying its launch. There's a lot of big things to talk about here, but I think it's very evident that as Ethereum gets more adopted, it's going to be less and less usable. And then we do have the Skyweaver Neon District, that was the one I was looking for, and Mega Cryptopolis, who've also moved to Matic. So they're taking advantage, and we'll see where other games head to. There's a lot of other layer 1 protocols that are scalable. There's some layer 2 solutions. I know Axie Infinity itself is launching its sidechain Ronin, and we'll see what happens. So that is the story. Aavegotchi getting delayed and moving to the Matic network.
Yep, and we're going to follow that one up with another gotchi, and I didn't even realize that. But I've actually got crypto gotchis. Now, what is a crypto gotchi? A crypto gotchi is an item that is actually being sold on OpenSea right now. And what's so special about that? Well, it's the fact that Spike, the creator, has decided to start accepting LADZ as a form of payment for his NFTs. So I think that makes him the officially, outside of the one that we've created, the first store on OpenSea that's accepting LADZ as a payment. So if you guys are in the chat right now, if you've got some LADZ hooked up to the same account that you've got on OpenSea, I'm going to drop this guy's link because I think that as a huge thank you, we should show a little bit of support. If you guys like any of what he's doing, hop over there, spend a little bit of LADZ, show him what our community is like and how we like to support those who support us. I think some of these are really, really cool. He actually contacted me, I guess about two months ago, and kind of asked some advice on how to kind of get some of his stuff out there. And he took some of my tips and got some sales out of it, man. And I think some of these are really, really cool. These pagers just remind me of when I was like in high school, and I don't know, you were in like, were you born yet? I don't know. But I used to carry a pager that was about this size on my hip, dude. And it brought back memories. So I think once I can figure out how to get some of my LADZ out of roll and onto my MetaMask, I will be picking up some for sure. But if anybody has the ability to, man, I encourage you guys to go support Spike, and big ups to him for supporting the community. We really appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. And we're planning on doing that more and more, getting a LADZ storefront and all that stuff set up. Ronin's got some absolutely huge plans when it comes to NFTs and artistry in the space that we will not talk about here, but we will be getting to you guys soon. So awesome story there. I've got an interesting story. This is a little bit far down the rabbit hole, and I want to make sure that I don't go down there in this episode. We want to stay on task. I know we have Ronin for like another 20 minutes here, but NFTX is launched. This is a really cool Discord community if you guys want to check it out as well. But I've got a couple images that I can pull up on the screen, and it's basically a exchange that is indexing NFTs. So if I can go, while we still have that image up there, I'm going to actually go over to NFTX itself and see if I cannot get into their products. Let's see. A lot of what they're doing. Yeah, go ahead.
While you do that, can you just explain, like I'm 5 in 20 seconds max? What does that mean that they have created like an index fund that's backed by NFTs? What is an index fund?
Absolutely.
I don't know anything about that. I just like to collect cool looking shit.
Yeah. So if you really want to get to the conclusion of what they're trying to build, it's bringing trading of NFTs outside of what you see from asset to asset. So right now you go on OpenSea, you're looking at the asset, you really don't know what it's worth, it's subjective. What they're trying to do is actually make NFTs tradable in a very financial kind of way. So what you have here is Punk Basic, Punk Female, all of these different ones where you can actually, instead of investing in maybe the Axie token or specifically an Axie NFT, what you could do is invest in some of these different funds that then are then fully tradable. So for example, you see this Punk Basic, you can actually go to CoinGecko, and I'll pull it up here. Let's see if we can't get to it. I believe Punk might be trading. Nope, not right now. But what we see is different tradable assets that you can then get exposure to. So let's say, okay, I'm super interested in CryptoPunks. do I want to buy a single asset? Can I even afford a single asset? Instead of doing that, what you can do is invest in these different index funds. So now you can get exposure, and I can go to their Twitter profile here, and it shows NFTX and Punk, and you can see why I wasn't able to find it. It looks like it just started trading on Uniswap. So now, Ronin, instead of being able to say, I need to go into these individual assets and trade them one for one, which is often clunky. Who knows if you even have a seller? If you can create liquid markets, now you can actually trade Punk. Now you can trade CryptoPunk for and be able to do that on different levels, right? Like, okay, maybe I really want to short the upcoming COG sale because I think the Series 3 is not going to be good whatsoever. Not going to shout out to the COGs guys. I think that's going to be great, but if I do think so, if I do think it's going to do really well, maybe I pick up some, some of these different funds. So it just allows NFTs to be traded in a different way. It is very financially focused, but it's allowing maybe DeFi investors to get into NFTs in a way that they're comfortable with, which is all of these different financial products. It's just bringing a little bit of financial products into trading NFTs. That's the best way I could probably lay it out. They also had, I believe, a really good explanation here in their white paper of sorts, more like a blog post, but maybe I can find it. Let's see. You know what? Let's just hear it right from their eyes. A common misconception is that NFTX is a project for NFT collectors, but most NFT collectors enjoy browsing and trading individual NFTs, so there's no reason for them to wrap their collection into fungible tokens. There are, however, many people out there that don't have the time or knowledge to trade into individual NFTs, but would like exposure to NFT markets. These are the NFTX target users, the people trading top-level funds of NFT blue chips, such as Axie Infinity, CryptoPunks, and CryptoKitties on Uniswap, not the people minting and redeeming their NFTs on the website. So it allows bigger players to begin to get in without having to go through the monotony. Maybe monotony is the wrong word because a lot of us find it fun, but some people just want to be able to get into NFTs. And it's again, far down the rabbit hole. It's a long read. It's a tough one to kind of get your head around. But once you understand that all it's doing is bringing more liquidity into NFTs, then you kind of have that understanding. So.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that like it's one of those things that I saw, I don't know, I guess Pranksy might be involved in it somehow. And man, anything he does, I just want to like soak it up, man. So very cool. I think that project looks excellent. I'm going to definitely do some research. I want to know a little bit more about that. Outside of that, man, the last story that we have for you guys for the hot topic is actually a little bit more OpenSea news. Basically, OpenSea announced, I guess it was Christmas Day, right? I feel like. Let me pull this up real fast. That they had launched their basically they call it lazy minting. Okay, so this is basically what results in free minting for artists on their platform. So everybody knows the big story the last week is gas has been absolutely through the roof. I mean, I went to place a bid on a piece of art for like my first piece of art, right? And it ended up, I think it was like $152 for the transaction fee, and my bid was like $130. So it's like it was more than that in fees, dude. So this is huge news. Basically, the long and short of it, I don't really want to like dig too deep. Is basically they call it lazy minting because of the fact that the actual token is not going to be minted until the first purchase is made. So essentially, what they're doing is they're subsidizing the minting until the first purchase is made. The first purchase will pay for the minting of the item, and then at that point it's minted and then delivered to the purchaser. So really cool. Obviously it's huge for artists. You're going to want to be on OpenSea. It makes it really attractive versus things like Maker's Place or Super Rare where you have no option. You've got to deal with what they've got built in. So outside of that, I think that was hot topics. And dude, lots of big news in the space. Obviously, I think a lot of the next couple of months are going to be super focused on resolving the gas issue. And if they're not being resolved, then what they're going to do is they're going to be looking for other platforms, right? Which is what kind of the main portion of our conversation should be about today. So, kind of the platforms and what they're doing, right?
Absolutely, man. So there's about 53 of you guys in the house. I want to give a quick shout out. We've got Easy in the house. We got Crypto Brandon in the house. We got Llama, a lot of good lads in the house today. So we appreciate you guys getting out there and sharing the content. We appreciate you guys showing up here and taking us through what we've got in the NFT industry. So happy to have you guys along. We are going to touch on Flow Network now. Flow Network is going to be absolutely gigantic. It's been a little bit under the radar due to it not launching. Obviously, like mainnet's not launched. None of the projects actually that are set to go live have gone live because mainnet hasn't gone live yet. So it's still under the radar. It still is a really interesting project. Staking is live. I believe it went live late in December, meaning that we're likely to see a mainnet here within the next 3 to 4 weeks. Once it does go live, it's going to cascade, and we will see. The team has done really good stuff, but I could see it becoming the number one place to go as far as NFTs are concerned. I know you kind of feel the same way. We do have some stats, specifically on NBA TopShot. So maybe I misspoke there. NBA TopShot has been doing really good things, but we do have some stats there on NFT Live. If you can pull that up, Buff, yeah, there we go. We've got that from CryptoSlam.io. NBA TopShot went about to $250,000 in 1 day of volume. So that shows you kind of what we are doing here, or what I guess Flow is doing, at least at this point. That is one project. I believe they were working with Tyler Hero, which maybe led to a little bit of the interest. Maybe it led to a little bit of what they've seen in Spike. But you can see the next closest is about half of what they're doing in a single day. I can definitely pull it up on my screen in a little bit here and see what they're doing today. But to see 250,000 come on what they're doing right now, solely with one project. Once they start rolling out Dr. Seuss, once they start rolling out UFC, once they start rolling out all of these different large IPs, it's going to be amazing. So really cool stuff from Flow. We can definitely get into it. I want to hear what you guys have to say in the chat as well about what you guys think on Flow. But I think it could be the king of NFTs. I know Wax right now is working and trying to get themselves established before bigger players get in the space. I love what Wax is doing right now, but Flow, my God, I think it could be something.
Yeah, I think that they have like that pedigree background, right? Like I think a lot of people like really respect what Dapper Labs has done in the past, like with CryptoKitties, and what has gone on with NBA Top Shot since it launched. It's definitely worth noting that one of those, part of that $242,000 that they did over the last 24 hours was one sale of an NFT at $17,777, which I believe was like a really rare LeBron. And when collectors are spending that type of money on a daily basis, people start to pay attention. And I think that, with the support that they're getting from both the NBA itself, as well as the NBA players, not only supporting it and backing it, but also going out there and doing, the tweets and having that conversation, right? I think right now, if you go to Tyler Hero's Twitter, he's got a link where if you click it within a specific amount of time, you'll actually get some extra credits for signing up for Top Shot, right? So it is one of ththose things that I think that like they're showing a really good model of how like you should be rolling out a product into this space. They're getting it right. And I think that with the fact that you throw in the transaction, no transaction fees, and they really are positioning themselves really well to be that kind of onboarding for not only more users, but also for bigger brands, right? Like NBA is not a small brand, right? Like that's a worldwide brand. And they've got UFC coming, and they've got Dr. Seuss coming. Roham said that he would love to have the NFL in hand. So when you consider like these massive brands that also have like huge history in collectibles, it just makes sense. And we all know it's not the home of collectibles and NFTs. On the regular is not going to be ETH. Now, it seems like high-end art is probably going to stay, right? Like I think that high-end art has found a really nice like home on ETH. I imagine once layer 2 come, some layer 2 solutions drop, as well as ETH 2.0 comes, it's gonna outlast that issue, right? But I don't think that the everyday trading, the everyday purchaser, the everyday collector is actually going to find any home on ETH. And I think that any of those projects should find a home on Flow or Wax, because that's where you want people to be. And at the end of the day, I think that you want collectors involved as much as possible. And NBA TopShot is showing that, right? Like Wax has kind of picked up the pace with more like brands and more like IPs dropping. But NBA TopShot has drops almost on a daily at this point. And I mean, well, not daily, but like weekly. And dude, they're really well done. They're really well put together. You know, they have a countdown. Their Discord servers popping off when they happen. They do pack openings. Like they engage the community in a way that their competitors aren't. Like, you know, at the end of the day, like, yeah, Wax, like they have the Telegram, and they do like, what I think is amazing is that the community on Wax is really like heading that up, right? Like on Flow, Dapper Labs is like really trying to make that community what it is. And on Wax, the community has taken charge and said, we're going to make a badass community around this product, and taking that on. So I think that, you know, they're both positioning themselves well. That's coming from different places, and you'll see different results. I think ultimately the Flow is going to be the home for the daily collector, the one who wants to be logged into the website or in the app, like kind of on a regular basis, all day, trading, collecting, completing sets, you know, getting achievements. This stuff is going to continue to grow. There's already platforms that do it without the blockchain, so it's just a matter of time before a platform implements it with the blockchain backing. But that's kind of my thoughts, man. I know you feel real good about Flow, but like, how do you feel in general about like the platforms and kind of where we're at?
I feel good, man. And I'm going to ask Buff to bring up this LeBron James highlight that I've been playing. We got a $17,777 sale, like you said. So I want to kind of give somebody who maybe doesn't know what's going on with NBA Top Shot some highlights. So we've got obviously the assets there. This is a number 10 out of 49. This is a number 1. This isn't 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a number 10 LeBron James going for 17,000. Amazing pull by whoever did that. They're doing great things. But I generally agree with what you're saying. I want to get into the comments here because a lot of people have specific questions about Flow. And I do think it's because Flow hasn't launched yet. It's absolutely under the radar when it comes to the broader crypto community, I think. But once we see Flow start to launch, and once we get all of these questions answered, that is going to be things are going to make themselves known. So let me get to some of these comments. Let's see.
Can I call one out real quick?
Yeah,
I do want to
yeah.
say the comment of the day has to go to Llama, hands down. Okay, when you pulled up the chart for the last 24 hours, he asked, "Where's William Shatner?"
He's there somewhere. He's a little bit farther down the list. We can't zoom out that much.
Look, I distinctly remember telling you that Shatner did not have legs. Okay, look, not investment advice, but like at the same time, some people should not be touching certain projects.
Wait, you mean Shatner wasn't having like a 5-year plan on how he was going to launch multiple NFTs and just go into his project? Wow, I'm completely shocked. Wow.
The chat cashed in and cashed out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure he made a cool 100 G's or something like that there. So I am going to get to some of these comments. Let's see. I got completely pulled out of what I was looking at. But okay, Top ND says, "Hi lads, I'm so tired, but I'm gonna watch your stream. We appreciate you stopping by, man." We had some other comments. I think Loadmaster was talking about not getting the MBA as you can't withdraw. That's another good thing. Someone's asking whether Flow is a private blockchain. These are all things that need to be made more apparent. So, for example, once Flow does go live, that marketplace should open up. You should be able to trade those tokens that you've been able, or those assets that you've been able to acquire from maybe selling, buying, doing everything within NBA Top Shot. Once the blockchain goes live, those should be tradable. And then we have the idea that it's a private blockchain. It is at this point. Once staking goes live, which it already has, and they start to open up these different projects to actually go live, then we will see more public blockchain-esque things going on. I do have one different announcement that we can probably pull up on the screen. It is Blockto Exchange. It's basically the first DEX that Flow is rolling out. They are going to be rolling out. Do we have that image, Buff? All right, so I've got Twitter pulled up. I can pull up that image. We've got BlockToSwap coming out on their Twitter page talking about the first decentralized exchange on Flow. Actually, people who've been getting staking rewards have, or I guess will be able to, once this swap goes live, be able to trade those staking rewards. A lot of people through either the coin list auction or through what various regions, they're able to stake and get those Flow tokens. Once BlockToSwap goes live, you'll be able to see live trading of the Flow token. A lot of what we're touching on here is just wait and see, right? Like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Once this blockchain gets off the ground, we'll be able to see more and more information come out about it. I expect those tokens to be those assets that you've been getting on TopShot to be tradable. I expect more assets to be tied to a public blockchain while they've been using private up to this point. So a lot of cool stuff, man. As far as, I guess, a broad view, I think Flow, it's definitely tough. It's definitely tough to kind of predict where it's going to be, but I think Flow's done all the right things. In 2017, they had CryptoKitties. It was a complete awesome ride, but it got completely derailed by the Ethereum gas fees that we're seeing today. So they knew, they had already firsthand experienced this, which is why they were like, nope, by 2020, by 2021, we're going to have our own blockchain. And lo and behold, it's here. Yeah, well, it's here, and not, you can't say that for a lot of crypto projects. Some are kind of saying, hey, I'm going to wait it out. ETH 2.0 is coming around. We'll see what happens. We'll move to a layer 2. These guys thought about this stuff back in 2018 when the CryptoKitties hype got completely derailed, and now it's here. So we'll see what happens with the other projects. I do think you'll see more moving away from ETH layer 1.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that like the biggest thing is, they're taking their time and they're getting it right. The experience with NBA Top Shot like wasn't perfect when, 3-4 months ago. I mean, it's still not perfect, but like that's why it's not on, it's not publicly available. That's why like you have to kind of go through a little bit of a loophole to get in and sign up and etc. So outside of that, I did want to answer the question about the being able to cash out. That is an option that is currently in beta. I know only certain people have the option, but that's, again, they have to make sure that like there's no hiccups and no issues with you cashing out and the blockchain and transactions, because if they release that to everyone and all of a sudden money's getting lost, it's not being delivered correctly, it's not being translated right or whatever on the back end, they're going to have a lot of problems because now you're dealing with real money, right? So be a little patient with that. That's something they've promised is coming. So outside of that, I really think Flow is probably my number one to watch for the year. I think that they're really going to prime themselves really well for 2022. And hopefully this run up to that is just going to be like, some really big news from them. Outside of that, I do unfortunately got to go, guys. I got to hop out for another meeting that I do have. Unfortunately, life calls. But I think that's a great conversation, man. I think that what's most important to like really be looking out there for this year is like getting adoption and getting the word out. Like tell your friends, tell your family, tell people, wherever you see it, man, share links, right? Like tweet this thing out like every week, like get people involved. And I think that the more we put it out there, the more people who see it, the more, the bigger brands and the bigger influencers that like understand what this space is doing, what this technology provides. And especially like, I mean, influencers should be rocking social tokens. Like brands should be releasing like NFTs, like whether it's connected to physical goods or not. Like Nike put in a patent over a year and a half ago, right, to like do the digital stuff where you buy the NFT, you can turn it in and get the sneakers, right? So it's got to happen. Let's go. Let's get it going. And let's show that there's actually support and there's a community behind that. And part of that is, man, just getting the word out. We ask for a like and a subscribe, and that helps us, but like, it's also going to help like the community. It's going to help, blow this thing out of the water. Everybody wants their NFTs to be worth 1,000, times what they were when they bought them. So that doesn't happen until you get some real new blood in this space. But that's going to be it for me, guys. I do have to jump. Our vibe.
Absolutely, man.
I'll catch you guys next week. All right.
Later, Ronin. Appreciate you. Awesome, guys. Well, we're going to bring Buffalo in here to finish up the episode with me. It looks like we have 62 of you guys in the house. Obviously, Ronin's bringing it all day, all night here on NFT Live and in LADZ City. We appreciate you guys showing up. Sahil is in the house. He says, "Sup, lads? What's going on, Sahil? Appreciate you stopping by today." We got Crypto AD asking about their Dapper wallet too, man. I definitely have some. I think they try to a cloud-based wallet there with their Dapper wallet. So we'll definitely see, I think, improvements when it comes to there. So a lot of good comments. It looks like everyone's saying thank you to Ronin, but now we have Buffalo in the house. What's going on, my man?
I never left. I just was hiding behind the curtain. You know, it's interesting. If you looked at Ronan's shot, the sun was slowly creeping up to his face, and I think he was getting to the point where he's like, "Oh no, I didn't put sunblock on today. Peace out, lads." No, he had to run. He let us know ahead of time, and yeah, we're just gonna keep the show moving in the groove in here. We do have Fishy. Now, Fishy has dialed into the call here, so if you want to reach out to Fishy here, see what's good with a fellow lad. Yeah, paging Fishy, paging Fishy.
We still use pagers here in LADZ City.
Yep, we have a whole paging system built in the 60s. We still use it.
Awesome. Can we bring Fishy up now, or we want to wait?
You know, let's do it while we got everything going here. We'll keep it a little loose here. We'll bring the Fishy in, and we'll see what happens here. Let's see here. Boom, there's a Fishy.
What's going on, everybody? No cogs today, but I'm happy to be here hanging out with you guys, watching the show, you know, playing along at home from my own little corner of the LADZ City.
That's awesome, man. I love the token that you got sitting back there, the old LADZ token sitting right behind you. Man. Appreciate you doing that. It looks like you got Flow pulled up behind you here. Did you want to talk about Flow at all?
No, I was just like following along with the episode, you know, just being a good lad, showing my support and looking along with what you guys have got going on.
Awesome, man. Awesome. That's great. Yeah, we were talking everything 2021 when it comes to NFTs. I definitely want to throw some questions out to the community. What do we need in 2021 that something like Flow could be doing? Is it something like Wax could be doing? I know a lot of people are asking a lot about having the ability to show off what we've been doing. Right now, it's only in your wallet. Obviously, the evolution of the metaverses will help with that. But yeah, Buff, do you have anything on Flow or maybe what we could see from other networks here in the future?
Oh man, I am still learning about Flow, so I need to talk to you more about Flow because you're definitely you're very excited for it. It's one of those things in this space that everybody has their lead horse, right? You know, your main big bag. For me, right now, this year, I really want to diversify and look into Cardano, into the Flow network, into Matic. There's a lot of these networks I have not even touched or even looked into, and this is what's great about this show is like there's people that have a lot of experience in each of these things that bring this up, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know what I need to do after LADZ Radio today. I need to look into Flow some more. So for me, yeah, I'm learning just like all the other LADZ right now. By the way, we should get some Matic, fish token.
Dude, I'm down. It's gonna be the stinkiest token in LADZ City. You can find me down by the wharf. Man,
we've moved LADZ City and now we're a seafaring city. Here we go. We're gonna be taking off.
When you find me in the metaverse, you'll see me. I'll be in the pond, or I'll be somewhere in the pool, where you know where you can find me.
Right.
But hey, look, I was just wanted to talk about Matic. Like, wasn't it Matic that you were just talking about on Layer 1 Live the other day? Like a bunch of projects switching over to them?
Yeah.
That's huge news, man. I got to start looking into Matic too.
Right.
Yeah, I remember they were building like a decentralized HQ. They were doing all these different things, and it was like, well, maybe they're going to make a move here in 2021. And lo and behold, they've done a lot of business development to get like 3 or 4 different huge projects into that platform. Like that's really, really awesome. I might be able to pull up the actual price action, see, although everything's up today, we might be able to pull up
There's
Matic.
A lot of green out there.
Yep.
What's Matic?
Yeah, Matic up almost 100% over 7 days, 118 over the past year. So yeah, definitely a lot of good price action as it comes to the Matic token and seeing where they're going to be at in the future. But yeah, more and more. I mean, they're coming on our radar here, and we probably need to cover them on a more consistent basis at this point. So definitely should be hearing more about Matic in the future.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff. And then Flow and Engine. I don't know if you touched on Engine that much, but there's just a lot of stuff going on with other chains right now.
Yeah. It's exciting times. Engine's another big one that I remember telling some friends about, and they're just like, dude, what? And I'm like, that's the thing, right? When you really go deep into crypto and you try to explain to someone who hasn't even bought Bitcoin yet or Ethereum, and they're just like, dude, you're insane. And now calling me up left and right on my phone, like, "Hang on, what were you talking about during summer?" And I'm like, "Shit."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Man, and it's crazy. I went to I went to New Jersey for my best friend's wedding over Thanksgiving, and his dad, like, I was like, please stop talking to me about crypto after a while, but he like just couldn't stop. He's all about it.
awesome.
It's like everywhere you go. I thought this was over. I thought this was over in 2014 when I sold my Bitcoin. I know.
You're like, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a bunch of fish tokens in the house. We have Engine kind of making itself known in the chat, I believe. Let's see. As Modi's talking, multiple Engine games launching alpha and betas this year. Yeah, I guess Engine and Matic, we'll definitely look over the next week and try to see if we can dive into those projects, because although the NFT industry is growing, just like Ronin was talking about, and we're going to see a lot of positive aspects of it's kind of a positive sum, right? If we can grow the whole pie, it's more eaten for everybody. It shouldn't be looked at like, hey, because I like flow, I don't like wax, or vice versa. But yeah, definitely want to look into Engine. Definitely want to look into Matic. I think you'll be seeing more and more about them. Apparently, they're making a name for themselves here on NFT Live.
Ooh, somebody just said in the comments they saw it come through. Somebody's not so happy about what Engine is doing. I think they're thinking they're a little ambitious, but hey, look, ambition in the crypto space is a good thing. You know, that's what I think, at least.
Oh yeah, that's how this all started.
So.
Was being ambitious. You know?
It's true. Engine did kind of have that. I believe the token launched. I'm going to look it up. You don't have to pull it up here, Buff, but I'm going to look up when Engine launched. I believe it was in that 2017 run. They did have all of these kind of hopes and dreams, and did see. I think they had like an Engine craft on Minecraft. I don't know kind of what's going on with that project within Engine itself, but I wouldn't tend to agree, but that was my first thought when someone talked about Engine was, oh, they had this whole project, all this stuff was kind of going on, and then nothing. And that might be that they were kind of lumped in with all those altcoins in the 2017 run, because it looks like they did launch around then. So
yeah, I guess 2017 was an interesting time. Doesn't look too different though to me. You know, I don't pretend to be some oracle about crypto, but hey, look, I'm usually a bear, but I'm very happy that we're in this bull run right now.
Yeah.
And I think NFTs, they're in there too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just harder to track, and I don't know. I think it's, you know, you track the big sales like you were talking about, the NBA card that sold for, was 170,000.
mm-hmm.
The TopShot card.
17,000.
Yeah, I mean,
17,000.
17. Oh, it was there was something else that sold recently for, I think, 170 as well. It was the attributeless or whatever. Yeah, anyway, but like you can track those big sales, but there's so much volume in NFTs too. It's not just those big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead, Buff.
Oh, I was thinking, and I've talked to you about this, Q. You know how there's TA for coins? I look forward to TA with the NFT space this year, where there's just so much action. You literally could follow the status of packs from a sale launch and how they're moving, to a certain, collections and things like that. I mean, I look at my tokens and I look at my NFTs as separate in certain ways, of course. And then what's cool is, since I'm trying to diversify as much as possible in this space, when there is a huge bear market, the NFT space doesn't necessarily fall back as much as the coins do. So I think that it's diversifying into this space as it's emerging is very exciting, especially with like metaverses and like land too. You know, you look at that price.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, what you went in on it, like I went in with heavy for the sandbox and put a lot of ETH into a big space, and now I'm not going to get that much ETH back if I sold in ETH. But again, I was buying it for a long term.
You never know, Buff. Maybe it is still worth a lot. We'll see.
Yeah,
it's going to be
for sure.
Yeah, I want to mirror what Fishy was talking about, because there is a lot of stuff going on with the price action, and it's awesome to see. It's great to see when an artist sells for 100K or 50 or maybe a new all-time high. But I do feel like it's getting to that point where it's like every single story is about all-time highs. Like, I don't know if you've like followed a lot of the NFT publications, but it's like, hey, and even maybe CoinDesk or Cointelegraph, some of the larger crypto publications, all it is about the all-time highs. I mean, and they make a great story, but I would love to continue to highlight maybe just quality as opposed to kind of like, okay, this new NFT sold for 125K. This new, now we got 150K. So I think that's a product of the environment. at this point, though. That when you're in a bull run, those are the things that make headlines.
I think it's a good thing. You know, they'll lead the market.
Yeah,
People
it
will
definitely
come in,
brings new eyes.
I think.
Yeah, it
Hmm.
definitely brings new eyes. So we've gotten pretty far down the conversation here, talking about flow, talking about wax, talking about Ethereum, Matic, engine. So definitely a lot of good comments as it comes to these new and old different NFT protocols or different networks that are attacking it. So that is kind of the conversation that we wanted to have. So glad to have Fishy on, man. We're gonna kind of close out the episode here, talk about LADZ
Hey,
Radio,
thanks for
talk
having me,
about some of the
guys.
things.
Yeah, for sure,
Talk,
man. Appreciate you.
absolutely, bro. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Fish.
Boom. Fishy making an appearance. Fish token talked about. We added a wharf to Lad City in one episode. It's gonna be a good time.
Good vibes is what journalist Brito just dropped in there. I love the comments. Our vibe, our tribe. That's how we do it here in Lad City. We got a lot of things planned this year, man. Do you have anything you want to give the peeps right now about where we're headed in quarter 1? Any kind of alpha you want to drop? Any kind of like rumors roaming around in Lad City right now?
I think we can drop that we're in the process of applying for the Sandbox Game Maker Fund, and that's going to be a really cool thing for us to be able to scale out and build out the really cool lad city that we want it to be, right? This hub of not only lads, but being able to do all these different things. I don't know if you guys have seen the scale. Maybe I can even pop in
Oh,
and we
please
can
do.
show them.
He does
We
this
can do
almost
that.
every
Yeah.
day. I've watched him walk around in it. He builds a giant as high as you can go, and he's like,
I
"Look,
saved it. I saved
did
it this
you?
time.
Okay, nice."
Yes.
So we've been dabbling in the essentially just the editor mode, right, to really look at a parcel. And as we're trying to scale out Lad City and build it, it's endless potential. You start with
Mm,
this land that you can actually dig down first, right? And you can go all the way up to a certain height, and then you can go all the way down to a certain depth, which can really expand what you're trying to build. If you're doing, I've seen underground like dungeons and like underwater levels in some of these maps people are building that I'm really excited this year for the metaverse. I think I've heard from multiple people, including Fishy, who was just on. There's going to be a battle of the metaverses. There's really going to be like, okay, what do the people truly want? Do they want VR? Do they
mm,
want first person? Do they want realistic, or do they want it more like with Sandbox, where it's more like Minecraft, where it's a structure that you just get creative? It's just like Legos in that sense. So I love them all. I want to try them all out. And with the Sandbox, I really want us to build something special that people want to go in there every day. They want to get a
mm.
condo in the Lads Tower and literally live in there with us. And I'm all down for that this year.
Absolutely, man. If you look at what we're doing with Lads and with Lad City, you really have like a strong base of content, a strong base of really cool community members that are interested in all these different things, and that's kind of the idea that we have for 2021. We're gonna expand the roots a little bit, expand these different branches, if you will, into gaming. We're starting game night. Prodigy's going to take that over. It's going to be awesome. We'll move into artist drops. I know we've already done the tribe collection within the community on Wax. I think we did like $300-$400 for 3 separate pieces. We'll move into high-end art like you see on different kind of communities where they're kind of bringing in outside artists to do lads themed. Even not lads themed, we'll be able to utilize the lads token there. We'll move into social, we'll move into culture, we'll move into merch, all these different things for 2021. So I don't want to bring up too much that can't be actioned on, but we are, like I said, in the application process for the Game Maker Fund. I can show you a little bit about what we have going on here. Let's see if we can't get in here,
Oh,
Buff.
here we go.
So I'm going to take us to the entrance here. This is not at all what Lad City is going to look like, as we see our friend that is yet to be named over here. But I want to give you a shot at the scale. This is a 2x2. We have a 3x3. So it's going to be twice as big as this, and you'll be able to see how large we can make Lad City. Twice as big. It could probably get a little bit taller as well. But what we'll be able to do with all of this is have our Discord, which is aptly named Lad City, where we have the Citadel, where we have Nomad's Land, where we have DeFi district, NFT district, gaming district. We'll be able to bring those to life. We'll be able to bring different communities in. Maybe there's a Badger DAO. Maybe there's a Badger DAO house within the DeFi district. Maybe there's a Don't Buy Meme place within the NFT district. That's the idea we have. We'll be doing all of our events, certainly in the Sandbox and also in these other metaverses like like Buff said, there's multiple. So there's no reason we can't have the sandbox as our designated home base, as well as being able to go to Voxels, Decentraland, Somnium Space. It's a good time as far as the metaverses are concerned with LADZ.
I love it, man. One of my favorite things is the sandbox effect of when you really get in there with people from around the world and you're building, or you're just working with somebody else who's got an idea and you're just like, oh yeah, I can help you build that. My favorite thing to do, I built a hotel in a game called Rust, and I had people from all around the world that I gave their own individual pass codes to. And then I left for a day or two, and I came back, and the whole hotel was booked out. And I got to talk to people from around the world, and they're like, you own this? I'm like, yeah, man, it took me like 3 days to build, but now I have people from all over the world living in it. And that was nothing compared to what we're going to be doing in these metaverses with crypto and that whole layer that is just going to really put people's creativity to the test. Like, all right, how crazy do you want to get? Do you want to live in a metaverse? Do you want to work in the metaverse? It is all there this year, people. It's really happening now.
Yep. And what we'll be able to do with the Game Maker Fund is hire really cool artists, people who are really great with Vox editors. We'll be able to really bring this thing to life, man. But I do want to give a shout out to Loadmaster. Before we hop out of here, I do want to give a shout out to Loadmaster's Club. He's got 2 already set up in this template. he's got I don't know why you have 2 set up here, but who knows? There's a lot of army guys, so they need to, I guess, have space for both of them.
He's split testing right now. He has the dancers on one side and the other competing for who's going to get the most tokens. We'll see how they do.
Yeah, it looks like tonight is going to be McMoney on the DJ Voxel. So,
dude, McMoney's tight.
Yeah, McMoney. But anyways, let's hop out of here. We are kind of getting into the end of the episode. I know Buff was trying to kind of wrap up what we were doing in 2020 as well as what to look forward to in 2021. So I'm going to hop out of Sandbox here, Buff.
Okay, cool. We'll leave you there. So, yeah, what we're going to do here is we're going to wrap it up, and we're going to move over to LADZ Radio, which we're going to get the tunes rocking. We're going to do an NFT auction there. As the show starts, we'll figure out what we want to put up for auction. It's all in LADZ tokens. So, as you've been collecting these every show as we drop them, you can now put them to work in the Discord. So, you can use it with your Roll wallet, or you can bring some into the Discord and actually deposit them in a Discord wallet that you can then tip other LADZ. And since that came around about a month ago, I have loved throwing LADZ tokens up in the air like I just don't care, and giving it to you guys during LADZ Radio. So it's the opposite effect. Usually people go and tip the DJ while he's playing. I like to tip the listeners while I'm playing. So it's like, yeah. See, things are changing here in 2021. So come on into LADZ Radio after this. It's going to be a groovy time. I want to give a shout out to some of the OG LADZ that have been around since the very first LADZ Radio test that I ever did. There is Loadmasters Rock. You got Ari. You got Misquita, which is Kieran. You got Paul Youngfishy, who just came on there. And I believe you and Ronin popped in way before that as I was testing it. But I took this screenshot because this was the first time that I got to hear other LADZ like listen in as I was testing out this theory of, doing a radio show. This theory. What if I did radio? It'll blow people's minds. Well, to me, it's blown my mind. It has been a really groovy time. I've gotten amazing support from all you LADZ. And shout out to the OG LADZ here who showed up as it was getting formed and giving me support saying, dude, this is great. Music sounds very clean. The video loops are pretty cool. They're coming back, by the way. We're going to be doing some more video loops for LADZ Radio, which will be cool for the LADZ auction. You'll be able to actually look at a lot of the NFTs, and then eventually we're going to put it in a virtual reality space or something like Somnium Space or the Sandbox. When I do LADZ Radio, you guys can jump in a metaverse and interact with the show right then and there. Dance around, throw a sword at me while I'm playing music. Do whatever you need to do, just express yourself. So LADZ Radio is coming up right after this. Q, I will let you wrap it up since Ronin ain't here anymore. And we'll move on to the LADZ City. How about that?
Yeah, so we're going to go for like another minute or two because I do have to drop the LADZ utility token reward link for the day. So it looks like we hit 72 as the all-time high here on this episode alone. So we fell a little bit short of 125. Obviously, we want to hit that to gain the 2x rewards, but we are earning extra LADZ here by being in attendance, and you'll be able to do different things with LADZ. That's another thing we didn't touch on as we build out these different really cool branches of what we're doing with LADZ City and LADZ itself. Maybe you can get yourself an apartment complex in LADZ City with some LADZ. Maybe you stake those and get yourself a nice cool apartment in one of the cool buildings there. I'm going to drop this reward link now. Let me see. I got some time here.
There you go. While you're doing that, I'm going to bring up, this is the rankings here. If you're new and you have no idea what LADZ are, LADZ is the social token that represents LADZ City and the LADZ crypto network, which is all the shows that we do week in, week out. And if you want to get in and come on in, it's free. All you have to do is set up a Roll wallet or a MetaMask, and you will get your first LADZ token automatically. And then after you have that, you're a nomad. You can then come in, you can join the contest, get tipped in LADZ, and participate. And as you rank up, you move up to a recruit, which is 500 LADZ. And then from there, you get district access. You get a lot more access to the events. And then we have Guardian. Now, as you move into a Guardian, a Noble, and a Miner, these are more roles where you really want to start participating more. You're going to get a lot of opportunities, one-on-ones with a lot of people higher up in the council to help you with your projects outside of LADZ City and help you even bring your projects to LADZ City. We really want to help a lot of these people who are trying to have careers in the crypto space. This social community is really all about supporting your goals along with the goals of the whole community. So as you rank up as a Guardian, you're going to get Vault NFT auctions. You're going to be able to get the research papers that we drop along with really nice NFT drops. As you move into a Noble, now you got that kick-ass purple color rocking around in the Discord. People are going to tip their hats to you when they walk by on LADZ City streets. As you are a Noble lad, you are definitely somebody who is here and you're sticking around. You're most likely an OG at this point, and you're really supporting the LADZ whole network. And you're going to really get a lot of special drops, artist series drops. A lot of special things are coming to the Nobles and the miners who have supported this whole thing and helping the pool. Shout out to all the miners. There's special rewards every day, as you know, and there will definitely be at the end of the whole mining campaign a really big reward as well for everyone who's stuck in from day one to help this all happen. Shout out to all these roles. If you guys are trying to get involved, head into the LADZ City Discord. We'll drop that here in the comment section. LADZ Radio is in the Discord following the show, and this is the ranking system for the community so far. So exciting stuff.
Absolutely, man. One of the things that was on there as well was the LADZ DAO, which is something we'll get into in 2021 as well. Obviously, being based on content and based in our strong community, that is the only that is really the only path forward, is to eventually shift it to where you guys have a much bigger say in what's going on here with what we're creating, what we're doing with the community, all these different cool things, and that's going to be made available first to those that obviously have made themselves known as Nobles and Guardians and everyone who's really, really involved in what's going on with LADZ City. But if you're a nomad, if you're a recruit, eventually, man, you will get to that spot and you will have a say in what we're doing on this content network. So
that's right. Shout out to Tony Deck right here. We got him. He says, I'm soon going to become a Guardian. Well done, lad. Ooh. Well done. Love to see that. Love the upgrades.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So, guys, I want to I just want to point this out here. So we have a certain LADZ per episode that we can drop to you guys. Like, that's just from an accounting standpoint. And we decide, hey, we have to keep it just for our own sanity's sake, in making sure that we can account for the LADZ going forward. It's per episode. So if there's 70 of us, if there's 100 of us, if we hit all-time highs, you're getting double. But the reason that you're getting a different amount of LADZ per episode is because we're basing it on who's in the episode at that moment. So if we hit all-time highs, obviously we're getting doubles, and that's the best case scenario. But definitely wanted to hit that portion. There's a lot of people asking, hey, what's going on? What's the rewards here? What's going on with that? So we do have LADZ Radio right after this, guys. Let's blow it out of the water. Buff's going to play some awesome tunes. We're going to get some good things done. But appreciate you guys sticking with us all the way till the end. It's an amazing NFT live episode. We had Fishy in, we had Buff in. Buff, I'm going to head down the street. And how long are you staying there before LADZ Radio? You going to stay there for like 5 minutes? Can I hop down the street?
I usually walk Mr. Bear across the street for a little bit before LADZ Radio starts. And and then I started my little audio timer. So it's a 10-minute countdown. Drop some awesome gifts and beams, you guys, because LADZ Radio is coming up right after this.
Absolutely. Our vibe.
Our tribe.
Thank you, lads.